Hi guys, we're back. How are you, Harry?
Doing real good.
Good. I can't plug my headset in because I'm at a friend's place and I'm having to use one of my USB sockets for Wi-Fi. So I've only got one, so it's either camera or headset.
So we definitely prefer to see you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Right, so we've got a lot to get through this week, guys. We actually did our recording yesterday, as we normally do, but then we got some more information, so we decided to can that one and do it all again today. So that's why we're a little bit late. So first things first, we've got quite a few new subscribers, so welcome, guys. Well, I suppose you could call it a sponsor. This is our VPN, 12 VPN. Although I'm in China, my connection's going through Istanbul. You can go wherever you want, and you can link two devices. So one account, you can link your laptop and your phone or whatever. You can use it on your phone, and your wife can use it on hers, or whatever. Why do we do this? Because it's we get 30% off. So do you. $70 a year comes down to about $49, which is less than $1 a week to keep your privacy. So that's the first bit of housekeeping. Oh, another one. A couple of you guys have posted links in the chat. No, not in the chat, in the comments. YouTube won't allow it. What you got to do, guys, you've got to post a comment, wait for a reply. Once Harry or I have replied to you, then you can post a link because it doesn't show up. Okay.
Or you've also included it in the notes, email address for both you and I.
Yeah, or you can do that. Just email us the link, the Devil's Playground 2@protonmail.com, and yours is
Harry Christie 2 at Proton.
That's the number 2 at protonmail.com. Yeah, so click them over there. All right, so we're going to get into the presentation first, and then we'll have a chat about it afterwards because we've got quite a lot to talk about this week, guys. So we're going back to the 666, and as you can see from this slide, I mean, 6 and sex sound very, very, very similar.
Yeah, cymatically almost identical.
Yeah. We have been bombarded for decades with predictive programming, subliminal advertising, I suppose is what it's called. And you can see clearly here, and this is just a screenshot, you've got the berry explosion and you've got the S right in front of it. Some of you may have seen this. This is an advert from a Yellow Pages. Anybody under the age of 35 probably hasn't got a clue what Yellow Pages is. But this is from the Yellow Pages. And as you can see, it's laid by the best. It's a flooring company.
Hey, Nigel, even the wording.
Yeah.
Late,
yeah. So, if you're sitting there looking at that advert in the book with the book open, and somebody walks towards you, and so they're now facing you, and they look down, well, they're going to see that. Well, remove the head, guys. Harry couldn't see it when I first showed it in. Just put your hand over the head. It's blatantly obvious. And it's not so obvious on a Pepsi can. I mean, I could go on for hours with examples, hours and hours with examples. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. But I just wanted to throw these in just to kind of set the stage. So the 600, 306 is the chi, the she, and the stigma in Greek, and we know that the New Testament was written in Greek. We put them all together, we get this. Okay, this is the correct way in the Greek to spell 666. Turn it over, turn it upside down, clear as day. Okay, it couldn't be more obvious.
Yeah, and we've actually stated that in previous podcasts, but
it
seems to be screaming at us in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I'm trying to be, what's the word?
Discreet.
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to make a point that, you know, people don't know what I mean. I mean, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I mean, why beast? Well, at some point in our lives, we've all had that rip each other's clothes off moment, right? At some point. Well, we're talking about the beast, and, you know, there it is. There's the depiction of the satanic ram's head. This is all connecting. Now, we use the word lust. This is from Etym Online. Old English, lust means desire, appetite, inclination, pleasure, sensuous appetite. But what other thing in this material realm do we lust after? We say people lust after money. It's the only two things that we actually lust over, and they're clearly material. And talking of this popped up in one of my social media feeds yesterday. I haven't fact checked it. I'm not even going to bother, but I just thought I'd throw it in here just as a bit of fun. Guys, all you single people out there, you can now go and get a disabled sticker for your car and park wherever you want. Because if you don't have a partner, you are now officially disabled. So there you go, a bit of fun.
Hey, back up into the word lust. Remember, we even talked about this in the past. What's a word that sounds like lust, but luster?
Yeah.
When something loses its luster?
Lackluster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to get into Satan. Talking of Satan, I mean, this is so funny. What happened? Let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I've got a mate here from the UK, and we were talking about, I remember I was talking about how my name is 8 and 11 and all those ciphers. Well, my mate put his full name and my full name into gematria, and in satanic, it was an overlap. In satanic gematria, we were both 774, which is 18, which is 9, right? But in all the ciphers, the satanic cipher, we are on an identical match. His full name and my full name. Absolutely incredible. So let's get back into this.
So
what I did, I put your name.
You had to put my name in there, right?
Yeah, I put your name in there to see what it came up with, and it came up with 616. I was blown away because 616 is supposed to be the alternative to 666. Supposed to have the same meaning. So, Harry, you are Satan.
Well, we already admitted that we all are, because we are the adversaries to this evil entity that's trying hard to run our lives.
Yeah. So, the word Satan, really, it just means enemy or adversary, right? There's nothing sinister about the word Satan. It's just portrayed that way. In the physical realm, it is the ego. Okay, it's the opposite of we are spiritual beings living in having a human experience, right? So the human experience is the ego, it's the Satan, is the opposite to the spirituality. Now we go to the old King James, Matthew 4:10. This is talking about when the biblical Satan took Jesus up onto the high mountain and said, "I will give all this to you if you worship me." And we're told that Jesus said, "Oh, get behind me, Satan." And I wanted to have a look and see what it really says. And in the original, it's then says to him, Jesus, "Get you away, Satan. Go away." Well, if you go to the interlinear, which is where we are, and you click on the number above the word, it will tell you all the meanings. To lead, to bring under, to lead on slowly, to depart, go away, depart, be gone, die. Die being very, very interesting word here. Because we talk about the death of the ego. What is the death of the ego? Well, according to Wikipedia, it's a complete loss of subjective self-identity. The interesting thing to me was in Jungian philosophy, the synonymous term psychic death is used, which refers to a fundamental transformation of the psyche. Well, don't we have a fundamental transformation of the psyche when we've gone through our dark night of the soul and we have, quote unquote, woken up and realized what this realm really is? That is a transformation of the psyche. That is an ego death. In other words, we're disconnected from the material stuff. We don't need the fancy car. We don't need the big house. We've never needed it, but we've wanted it. We've all, well, not all, but, you know, I mean, I've had the big house and the fancy car and the boat and all that, you know, and as it turns out, the best gift the universe ever gave me was to take it all away.
Yeah, it was just too hard to maintain that level, that high level of living and still feel like you were doing something beneficial to society rather than trying to swindle, cheat. It just didn't feel good. I was in that same position and I was working really hard.
Me too.
And at the end of the day, it just wasn't worth it.
No. Right. Well, we've already shown in previous podcasts. If you're new to the channel, guys, go back and have a look. There was no J in the English alphabet until 592, which became 1592. And Jesus was Jesus, Iesus. He's us. He's us. Jesus Christ consciousness. Okay, consciousness. That's what it is. And when I was a kid, one of my buddies growing up went to a school called Christ the King. Believe it or not, you know. And there's a lot of talk in religion about Jesus being Lord. And when you look at the word Lord with the capital L and lowercase O-R-D, it means king. The capitalized Lord, L-O-R-D, all in capitals, is the quote-unquote God of the Bible, not Jesus. So Lord, L-O-R-D, lowercase, means king. And where do we find kings? Well, the most obvious place would be in a set of playing cards. Now, just take a look at these cards, guys. What do you see? You see 4 kings. But only one of the kings, the King of Diamonds, is shown on the profile, only one eye. The other 3 kings, you can see there are 2 eyes, and the King of Diamonds only has 1 eye. Go back and watch our last podcast when we talk about the 1 eye. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And it just happens to be the King of Diamonds, which again is a reference to Lucifer, Lucy in the sky with diamonds. We're going to be talking about that next week with Logan, hopefully, from Decode Your Reality.
And Nigel, remember when we did talk about that simulation video? I can't remember what the number was, but just a few videos back, when the North Star creates that diamond shape with the equator. That's when we get that diamond shape appear, and that's when that visualization happens.
Yeah. Well, the diamonds are the stars, basically. So I just thought I'd throw that in. And, of course, this is another portrayal of the biblical God of the Old Testament, and there he is at the Vatican. All right, so what's important about the king? The king is the 13th card. Okay? We talk about 1 and 13. 1 being the ace, 13 being the king, which gives us 113, 311, whichever way around, which of course is the date that the Lyris was proclaimed. And ace in Chaldean gematria is 9 and king is 11. So they are one and the same. Okay? So we're told that 13 is unlucky for some. But what happens if we take number 13 and we turn it over? Oops. Here we have the L connection, the God connection. Remember what the biblical Jesus said? Know ye not ye are gods? And of course, 73 and 37 are big numbers as well. Of course, El Shaddai. Now, it's interesting that if you take the word, the numbers 7 and 11 and write them out, they're the only two words that contain the word even. And don't tell me 17 does, because I know it does. But between 1 and 9, there's only really 9 numbers. If you remove the word even from 7 and 11, you're left with LS, ELS, El Shaddai. But in Genesis, we're told that El Elyon is the Most High God. So does that mean that we're little elves? You know, if you've got a job, Harry, you have a boss. Your boss has a boss, and there's a good chance that his boss has got a boss as well. Yeah?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
El Elyon could just be the big guy, you know, the big boss, and we're little bosses. Jesus answered, this is in John 10:34. Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law, I said, ye are gods. Ye are gods? Latin, El means the. In Greek, the word for God is theos, or the OS, the operating system that we live in, the simulation that we live in. We've already talked about this realm being a simulation. Everything is fake, all of it. It's a carbon copy of the original realm. Not a carbon copy, a carbon copy. Go back, if you haven't already, go back and watch our video called Copy and Paste. It's only a few videos back. So, where does free will come into this? This is the question that a lot of people ask me. Well, known as guardian angels or spirit guides, the voice in your head, God told me to do it, it's our other half. We're in the computer game and our other half has the controls. Blind people need a guide dog. We have a spirit guide, which is our other half. We'll explain that in a minute. So, even a dog has the illusion of free will if it's on a long enough leash. Just know that we are guided is really enough. And well, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a couple of examples. So I'm sitting at home and I get a phone call. Harry calls me and says, Nige, me and a couple of my buddies, we're going for dinner. Do you want to join us? Yeah. Yeah, why not, bro? So Harry comes and picks me up. We get in the car and 4 of us down the street, get tanked by a truck, we're all dead. Now, would I be dead if Harry hadn't called me? Well, there was no way you weren't going to call me, and there was no way I was not going to go, because it's my script. Our lives are scripted. Now, that means it was all 4 of us, it was our turn to die, our time to die. If it was your time and not my time, when you called me, the voice inside my head would have steered me around to say, oh, mate, no, I can't be bothered. I've got to get a shower. And no, I'll come with you next time. So off you go, and there is no next time, because the 3 of you are dead. Now, conversely, if we're not going to die, and you call me and say, do you want to go for dinner? I'm like, yeah. So the 4 of us go out, we have a great time, we have a lovely dinner and a few beers, and when I get home, my apartment block's burnt to the ground, and everybody's dead. Because it was their time to die and not mine. Right? I know this is hard to get your head around, guys, but our lives are scripted. We only think we have free will. If I want to go and get a drink of water, or I want to go to the bathroom or whatever, no problem. It's the dog on the leash.
Yeah, you have the long enough leash.
Wherever you are, right now, is where you're supposed to be. Whatever situation, if you're single, married, widowed, divorced, you're supposed to be. Right? we agreed to come into this realm. Well, you explain what we were talking about earlier, Harry.
Yeah.
Now, the arcade.
So you have an arcade, and I come in, and I come in, and we decide that we're going to sit down and play whatever video game is right there. And I get in, I put my money in, and I start playing by whatever the rules are of the game that you have featured in that arcade. I have free will. When I push that button, that's when all my free will pretty much is limited.
Yeah, but the game itself is a script.
Yeah,
it's a scripted game, right? Yes. You've got certain parameters. You can go here, there, and everywhere, but you can't bring in a character from another game into this game. Doesn't work, right? Because the game itself has got parameters. What are the parameters in this realm? Gematria. Gematria is the operating system. Okay. Physics. We can physically see physics is the boundaries of the game, and the speed of light is the operating speed of the game. That's why nobody can go quicker than the speed of light. And if you want to have a quick look, go and look at the coordinates of the Giza pyramid. The latitude of the Giza pyramid, the numbers are identical to the speed of light. The decimal points in different place, but the numbers and the numerical order is identical to the speed of light.
So we were talking yesterday about the ability for us to have that free will. Where does it begin? Where does it end? Where is the limitation? Where is it not limited? And we did determine that it's like an on-ramp to a freeway, right?
Well, that was when we were talking about the reincarnation trap, right? Because I'm going to talk to Logan about this. He maintains that we can't get out, and you and I, Harry, we maintain that you can. When our avatar dies and our spirit goes, we've done podcasts on don't go into the light, right? If you do, you've gone down the on-ramp. You've gone down the on-ramp onto the freeway. There's no going back. You've got to go the distance before you can come off again.
Yes.
So if you made that decision to go into the light, it's the point of no return. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't go into the light and then change your mind. No.
Yeah, you can't unpull the trigger from the gun. You can't exit from the exit. You have to complete the turn you've made.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what happens in the pre-scripted video game that you're in. The zeros and ones are already laid out for you. You cannot alter it. You cannot not say 10. Right? It's going to be either 0-1 or 1-0, and then it's already laid out for us. So we'll play the game as nefarious as it might seem. We still chose to come in here. We chose to come in, and we're going to come in here, and we're going to try to complete our mission. And you want to expand on what the mission is?
Well, the game's been hijacked. It's been copied, right? And there are souls in this realm that have got no idea. They're trapped. They've literally got no idea what's going on. And we have come in. What's the old biblical quote? Jesus saves. Well, all of us that are awake, we are the biblical Jesus, right? We have the Christ consciousness. This is what the Bible refers to as the return of the Christ, the return of the Christ consciousness, because that's all it is. And people sitting waiting for 2,000 years, waiting for some dude with a long beard to come back. I mean, forget it. You're brain dead. So there are souls in this realm that shouldn't really be here. They're trapped, right? We all know, guys, that we can't wake people up, right? We can only present the information, and if they want to, you can lead a horse to water and all that kind of nonsense. I can cook you a nice meal, but I can't make you eat it. So for those that want the knowledge and for those that want to learn, we're here to help them. And if it wakes them up and it gets them on board and helps them get out of here as well, then that's what we came here to do. And we're being guided by only 60% of our essence comes into this realm. The other 40% stays up there on the soul plane. That's the one that's got the game console, making sure that we don't come to any harm.
So Nigel, we come into this game with a full awareness. We drink from the river Lethe. We come in, we forget to, but we get the breadcrumbs. We get the slight messages, like the Mandela effect type messages, like the double ones that you see all the time.
Well, I mean, I spoke about that last week. If you want to stick to normal gematria, you know, I was born October 1, so that's 11, right? Nigel is 11. My first and second name is 11. My full name is 11. My first child was born on 11/11. I mean, you can't make this up. This is not coincidence. It can't be. There are too many. You know what I mean? When I look back on my life and I look at all the references to 11, I mean, I've got a list this long. It's crazy.
Yeah. So those are the breadcrumbs that lead us back to realize that we're on that rescue mission. And we're going to come here having forgotten. We came here willingly. We forgot why. We remember now. And we're going to be on a mission we are the Christ. We are the Jesus figure. We are the one on the mission to come in here and talk about stuff to see if we can wake up people. And I hate to use that word too, but at the same time, we're not going to force anyone out of here. We're not going to say, you have to come. You have to listen to me. You have to believe what I'm telling you.
We can't. I mean, part of what we came here to do is what we're doing now, right? We're getting this information. We're creating podcasts and PowerPoints, which, you know, is very, very time consuming to do all this stuff. And we're putting it out there, right? That's all we can do. We can't do any more, but we're doing what we came here to do. I mean, if you look at the Old Testament, New Testament, and you read that and look at what the Jesus figure did. You know, he had so many enemies, right? The same as we do. I mean, how many of you guys out there have got family that won't speak to you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or they think that, you know, what you're talking about is sacrilegious.
You know what? I a weird, or blasphemous. Both my parents are well into their 80s, right? And they're in the UK. And I know one day I'm going to get an email from my brother or my sister and say, oh, Dad's passed or whatever. And when I reply to that email with something like, lucky bastard, my brother or my sister are going to go off their head, right? Because that's what they're going to get. You know, I'm not going to go, oh, my God, you know, Mom's gone or Dad's gone. Oh, no, I'm just going to say, lucky bastard. Good on you. Don't come back.
Yeah.
That sounds heartless, but it's not. It's reality. Well, it's this reality, which is fake reality.
Yes.
It's all fake.
So on this mission we're on, we can't make anyone get freed. Only those who are interested in avoiding the light and having to come back and become a slave battery for the evil one that's using us, those are the only ones that are going to come with us.
Yep, exactly right. All right, guys. Well, we've taken up a lot of your time. Anything you want to finish with, bro?
Well, let's maybe expound on why is it the 666 and the 666. If anyone needs to kind of have our hand to hold, it's because in the process of procreation, that's how they get the souls or the spirits to come into these bodies. They have to have us procreate to create the vehicles to move so that we can exert our energy and they can suck it out of us.
We are the car manufacturers on the production line, producing the cars for the drivers to come into, right? That is why this realm, everything in this realm is geared around sex. You can't get away from it. You can't escape it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everywhere.
And what they're trying to do now, and it seems like what they're trying to do now is they don't want so many people, so they are going to limit it and possibly create their own entities that don't have spirits, because maybe they know that we're going to get them out of here. They're going to have an alternate way of getting things done. So without spirits, of course.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Like, share, subscribe, leave us your comments. We read every one of them. Well, you know that because I always give you a thumbs up and a heart just to let you know that I've read them. So I will see you. Hopefully the next one is going to be with Michelle Gibson. We've got that coming up. That's quite excited about that. So we'll see you in a few days, guys. Take care. Love you.
All right. Take it easy.